Hey, I'm Scow, the programmer for the upcoming action roguelite, The Black Pool. Now that we're approaching the summer early access release, it's time to start giving you a preview of what we've been working so hard to design and develop. Today, I'm going to talk about the co-op aspects of The Black Pool. While the game's being designed to be a solid and enjoyable single-player game, we're putting a good amount of energy into making it a top-tier co-op experience. For this game, I've doubled the size of the development team. There are now 2 of us. The new team member is also an avid gamer and my friend for nearly the last 25 years. For decades, we've been scouring the internet trying to find the best co-op games to play. Now that we're working together, one of our top priorities was to create an excellent co-op challenge. To give some needed context for what I'll be discussing, here's a brief backstory to the game. 4 kids are exploring the woods outside of town. They stumble across a mysterious black pool. This pool teleports them away to an unknown and forbidding world. Now they are trying to make their way back home. As the kids journey to make it back home, they unlock supernatural elemental powers, or abilities. These abilities come from a large pool of options and can be upgraded in a large number of ways. Many of these abilities have been designed to enhance strong team play. For instance, the strong fire ability summons a stationary fireball. For a brief amount of time, this fireball can be charged up by damage. This damage can come from yourself, intercepting enemy attacks, or even from your friends. After a short amount of time has elapsed, or when manually triggered, this fireball is released, tracking its caster's aim. When the fireball hits, the explosion radius, the damage, and the elemental effect scales up based on this charged up amount. Another cool team-focused skill is the strong Terra ability. The caster will lob up a large molten rock into the air. While in the air, if a player then hits it with another ability, this will fling the rock in that direction with a great amount of speed. As a result, this will do far more damage to anyone hit by this rock. In the Black Pool, there are 6 classes of abilities: Quick, Strong, Area, Jump, Dash, and Rally. The Rally ability is usable only once per world, and it throws down a large area of effect that will benefit you and your friends. Rally abilities have effects such as increasing attack speed, granting temporary rock armor to anyone within the radius, pulling enemies to its center point, and much more. Coordinating the use of these rallies can turn the tides of what seems an overwhelming engagement. Every ability also has an elemental source. Anytime that ability does damage, it applies a stacking elemental effect. Many of these elemental effects can be beneficial to your team. For instance, decay increases the damage done by all future attacks. So, for example, you may have a teammate focusing on applying a large amount of decay on a tanky enemy while the other players are cleaning up easier to kill enemies. Then, this results in a highly vulnerable enemy when it comes time to take him down. Damage can also be increased by the Terra elemental effect. When stacks of Terra have been accumulated past multiple of 1,000, it applies Brittle. This Brittle is a short-lived debuff that increases all damage received by 400%. Yeah, this damage increase is in addition to any decay amplification being done. Elemental effects don't just affect damage. Stacks of ice slow enemies. Ice can also be upgraded to slow their rate of fire. Once stacks of ice accumulate past a multiple of 1,000, they then apply a freeze, holding the enemy in place for a few seconds. There are many more elements with these type of effects. Light will blind, preventing an enemy from attacking for a bit. Wind stacks amplify the knockback done by subsequent wind attacks. And lightning will apply micro stuns throughout the casting of that channeled ability. This combination of designing abilities to be team enhanced and the abilities also having team beneficial elemental effects really creates an environment where you feel like you're working together, not just simultaneously doing your own thing in a shared world. There are other key cooperative interactions. For instance, when you die, it's not over. Your friends can revive you. They can do this after they've cleaned up and finished combat, or if they're brave, they can attempt you mid-combat. If they do this, they'll be an easier target, and any damage they take will interrupt the revive, forcing them to start over. A playthrough attempt only comes to the end once everyone has died and no one can revive. I hope this peek into some of the co-op elements of the game was interesting to you. The Black Pool's going into closed beta this week. We are selecting players from our Discord to get a beta copy of the game, where they will be able to play it and provide feedback. If you are interested in helping steer the direction of the game, join our Discord. Link is in the description below. If you become a beta tester, you will get a copy of the game that will persist through release, and you'll also get your name in the credits. If you'd rather wait until the game's in a more solid state, please wishlist the game on Steam. This will notify you when it reaches early access and full release. If you have any questions or comments, post below. I'll be checking back and responding to all of them. Thanks for watching.